Hey everybody, so I am here with a hospital bag type video. I'm not going to show you what's actually in my hospital bag because I don't even remember what I put in there, but I do remember things that I actually used, things that I didn't use, and things I kind of wish I had brought that I did not bring. So I hope this video is going to help people that are pregnant and are getting their hospital bag ready, and I have some, I don't know, I'm not going to tell you everything that I used and everything that I didn't use or things like that, but just key things that I know that are kind of wasteful that I brought and things that were like, oh my gosh, that was such a lifesaver. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I have a list here on my phone of things. I had to like go back and remember like, what did I actually use? What did I not use? So things that I did use that I found were very, very useful. And honestly, where I looked to like put things in my bag for, I asked friends. I got advice from friends. I was like, hey, what did you use? What did you bring? What did you find that was actually useful? And then of course I looked on Pinterest and blogs and things like that. Just got other ideas. There were some really great ideas from people that I would have never ever thought of. So definitely just do your research. Ask friends, ask family, ask go ahead and look on Pinterest. Pinterest has so many ideas for hospital bags. I pinned like probably 20 of them. And then look on blogs and things like that because people just have really, really great ideas for what to actually bring to the hospital when you are about to deliver. So the first thing that I had gotten recommended by many, many people is a robe, and I used my robe. I didn't think I'd actually use the robe. I actually thought I'd use another piece, which I didn't use, but I used my robe. I absolutely loved it because I was nursing. I actually just wore that. I didn't wear anything. I mean, I wore my lovely mesh panties that you get, but I literally just wore my robe. That's it, and it was so nice. And that's what I wore after delivery. I wore the hospital gown that they give you while you're delivering because honestly, delivery's messy and things you just I would rather not ruin my own clothes because they will get ruined. So a robe was really, really awesome for afterwards. It was just my clothing. It was cozy, it was comfy, I was comfortable in it, and again, it was easy access to nurse right away because you're nursing like every 1.5 to 3 hours. So it was so nice to have. Again, I loved it. The one thing I did notice is that mine was kind of like that, what do they call it? What do they call it? I can't think of the word. Fleece. It was fleece. Sorry. Oh my gosh, brain fart. If you think that your mind doesn't come back after pregnancy, it just completely goes away forever. So I forget things all the time. But anyways, fleece. Yes, my robe was a fleece, and honestly, I sweat so much after delivery because you're releasing all the fluid that was in you. I would recommend getting a lighter weight one, even though it might be chilly in the hospital. It was a little bit chilly, but at night, oh my god, I just literally sweat so much. And having that fleece over me, I was like, I was sweating buckets. So yeah, I would suggest getting a robe, definitely, and getting maybe a lighter weight one, maybe like a cotton one that's really, really cozy and soft. Okay, enough about the dang robe. Toiletries, I used all my toiletries, but I didn't honestly bring that much. I brought my shampoo, conditioner, my leave-in conditioner, a brush, I brought my toothbrush, my contact stuff, I brought some makeup remover and just some basic face wash. I didn't bring any fancy face wash or like all my whole like skincare routine. I did bring a moisturizer just because I know it's dry in hospitals. That's literally it. That's all I brought. I brought very bare minimum because I don't know, I just felt like I knew I wasn't gonna feel good, and when I don't feel good, I really don't want to spend the time to like wash my face. I just want to lay in bed, but I want to feel clean. So just a basic face wash and moisturizer was perfect for me, and I definitely used all my toiletries that I brought. The other thing that I brought, this might be a personal choice, I'm not really sure, but I brought my straightener. I usually would bring my curling iron because I like like my hair curly rather than straight, but my curling iron takes a little bit more time. It just takes a little bit more time to curl my hair rather than straighten it. So I knew that straightening my hair after I get out of the shower, it would just be quicker, easy, and I could just literally take my straightener, go through my hair, and it'd be great. Sorry about that. I swear every time I press record, his eyes are like, I'm awake, Mom, time to play. So anyways, I was talking about the straightener, so you might hear grunting, sorry. But I was talking about the straightener, and honestly the straightener was just so much easier, and for my hair I just could kind of run it through my hair and I look put together rather than, I have like crazy curly frizzy hair, so just to like kind of do my hair and make me feel a little bit alive and just put together, especially because I had some visitors come, it was just nice to do my hair. Another thing that I loved that I brought, and I actually found this on a blog, if you plan to nurse, definitely bring a boppy. If you haven't gotten a boppy, definitely get a boppy. It's a great shower gift that you might possibly get or just ask for and put on your registry is a boppy, and it usually comes in like this plastic kind of carrier, and we brought that plastic carrier, we just kept it in that, and that was so nice to just kind of take because it's kind of big. So the boppy was great because that's how I nurse, and that's how I still nurse with him. It's just nice to get used to because the lactation consultants, like, they just like play around with you and they want to like put a bunch of pillows under you and they stack a bunch of pillows, and honestly it was really uncomfortable for me. They kept trying to do that to me and like put pillows, and it just wasn't comfortable for me. So I got out the boppy and it just went so much smoother. I loved it. It was how I was going to nurse at home anyways with the boppy. So honestly, I would bring the boppy. It's really, really nice, especially if you're a first-time mother and you've never nursed and you're going to nurse. Definitely get one and bring it along to the hospital. It's definitely useful. Okay, another thing that I definitely brought for him, I brought multiple clothes in multiple sizes, and I brought, I would definitely bring a newborn and a 0 to 3 month. But really what you need to do is just look at the actual clothing, because different brands run so differently, and you could totally tell once you start buying clothes. You look at them and you're like, this is way different than this brand. I tend to find that Gap runs a little bit bigger, and Carter's runs pretty true to size. Little Me runs kind of wider and a little bit shorter. So there's just, you just gotta look and really read the brands and bring different sizes within like the newborn category and the 0 to 3 month and things like that, because you never know how big your baby is or what size your baby's gonna be. So definitely just bring different options. It's nice to have. I thought I was gonna be going having my kid go straight into 0 to 3 because he was 8 pounds, but he ended up going into newborn. So he most likely they'll be a newborn, but you never know, you might have a big baby. If you have a big baby, I would just bring options. That is my advice, just bring options. Okay, another thing that I brought a couple of hats and different blankets for him. Now I'm really, really happy I brought options because we did some pictures in the hospital with our camera, and then we also had professional pictures done in the hospital, and it was so nice to just have little blankets and cute little blankets and hats and things like that, so we could put them in our stuff rather than the hospital stuff. You don't really want to take pictures in the hospital blanket and hat and things like that they give you. I personally would rather have my own stuff, so definitely just bring options for that too. Bring a couple blankets. We brought a like heavy thick fleece blanket, and that was really nice to lay down, and we took pictures on that. And then we brought a couple like swaddle blankets so he could be swaddled in and take pictures like that, and then some different like hats to kind of go with the blankets. So we did that, and I really, really think that's a great idea. Definitely have options. I know it sounds like excessive, but just bring options because you never know like what you're going to be feeling that moment. So definitely bring options for hats and blankets. Okay, and then a couple other things we brought a camera. We brought our nice camera. We didn't use it as much as we thought we were going to be using it, but we did use it, and honestly, we took probably the majority, probably 90% of our pictures on our phones because it's just easy and it's right there. But I would definitely just bring a nice camera. If you have a nice camera, just bring a camera in general. It's just nice to have like pictures in a camera that you can go get developed that are a little bit nicer than a phone camera, even though phone cameras are like super nice nowadays. But definitely just bring a camera. That's what we did. It was nice to just take a couple pictures like that. And yeah, I would suggest bringing a camera. And then kind of going along that line, definitely bring chargers. Do not forget your chargers, and not just your phone charger, but chargers for your camera. Just bring any kind of charger that coincides with what you're bringing, because you never know. And another big tip is do not forget your charger when you leave the hospital. That happens a lot, and it almost happened to us, but we didn't forget. And just don't forget to bring your charger back home as well, because that can happen. Okay, things that I did not use. I did not use my makeup. I only brought minimal makeup anyways because I knew I wasn't gonna feel great, and I knew I wasn't gonna be like, oh, I want to get all dolled up and do winged liner, and you know, you're not gonna feel that great after having a baby. But I honestly thought I would put on makeup. I put on like a little tinted moisturizer, some mascara or something just to feel better. But I had nothing to do with that. I did my hair, and that was like, I put some moisturizer on, and that was enough for me to feel good. And I was like, I don't even want to stand up to go do my makeup. And plus, you're there with the baby, and it's just like, I was totally focused on my kid. Like, I just wanted to be there and hold him and hold my little baby, and I didn't want to waste time putting on makeup. So, I don't know. So you can bring or leave your makeup. I mean, it's a preference for you, but I honestly didn't even use my makeup. It just sat in my bag. Okay, another thing that was highly recommended to me that I brought, and I actually thought I would use, but I did not use, and I kind of touched on this before, is a nightgown. A lot of people said bring a robe and a nightgown. Now, if you are nursing, definitely go with a buttoned nightgown. Yeah, I did not. I just had like it was like a t-shirt nightgown that I got from Target for like really, really cheap. It was on clearance or something. So I'm glad that I bought it for really cheap. But it's so hard to nurse with because you have to pull it all the way up, and it was just too much of a hassle. I didn't even put it on. And if you are going to nurse, I definitely suggest getting sorry, there's like cars going by. If you are nursing, I definitely suggest getting a button-up sleep top and maybe some little shorts or something like that, or little pajama bottoms or something like that, because honestly, if you want to be in your own clothes, which you do, you want to be in your own clothes, because once you get into the recovery room, you just want to be comfortable, and you just want to feel like you're at home in your own bed, even though you're definitely not, and you're kind of just, you went through a trauma, so you want to feel comfortable. So honestly, if you're nursing, definitely get a button-up, like kind of, I don't know, a nightgown, or just like some kind of pajama so it's easy access. Otherwise, if you are not nursing, the nightgown might be really, really great for you. So it just depends on what you're going to be doing, but I didn't even use mine. I think I put it on for a second and I was like, this is stupid. Why did I put this on? Because now I have to lift it up and they're coming in and checking you all the time. So anyways, but yeah, I didn't use it. Okay, and the last thing that we did not use at all, we had brought our computer and brought some like entertainment things like magazines and books. No, we did not even touch that. We didn't even open up the bag. We brought like a separate bag for it too. We didn't even open up the bag for it. And I was in labor for about 20 hours. I don't know if that's average or whatever, but did not even touch the bag. So honestly, they had a TV there. That was my husband's entertainment. I was a little bit focused on my contractions and what I was going through, and it was all just kind of like a blur. So, and I had my phone, so that was kind of my source of entertainment, was my phone. I looked on Instagram and Pinterest and things like that on my phone. Didn't even pull out my computer or any other entertainment thing. So it's up to you. You can bring it if you want, if you think you'll definitely use it. If your hospital doesn't have TV, which I'm pretty sure most hospitals do, that's your source of entertainment in your phone if you have a smartphone, which most people do nowadays. But anyways, that we did not use. Okay, and then the two things I wish I had and I did not have. The first one is slippers, and I did bring fuzzy socks for after labor, and I liked it, but they got really dirty just walking around because you're up, you're walking around, you're trying to get moving and things like that. I would have preferred slippers, and I did not bring slippers. I only brought just fuzzy socks. They do give you, at least my hospital, they provided me with like their own fuzzy socks. They were like scratchy and very uncomfortable, so definitely bring fuzzy socks. So that's something to bring as well. Bring some your own socks, but then also bring maybe a pair of slippers. I wish I would have had slippers just for comfort and to walk around in. And then the second thing, I kind of touched on this before, is I wish I would have had a button-up like top that I could easily nurse with, like a pajama top. That would have been really, really nice. I just used my robe instead, which was totally fine and worked really, really well anyways. And yeah, I definitely wish I kind of would have had like a nursing. I really didn't think about that whole part. Kind of just went past me. So if you didn't think about that, maybe this will help you. Okay, so that's kind of what I used and didn't use and I wish I would have had for my hospital bag. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys got something out of it. I hope it helped you. If it did, let me know. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will see you guys in my next one.